Welcome to game number 28 here at Y'all Stars 2024. This is the championship game between B-Side and Chicago in our open division this morning.
The 28th game?
28th game.
Oh, wow.
My name is Scar Trek.
I am Johnny Pepper.
And we are going to bring you the live play-by-play color commentary here from Y'all Stars.
Did you make me lower down in your ears? Because I know I'm kind of loud.
Yeah, I just did. Did you see
Good,
me? I hit that volume so quickly.
You don't want to hear everything I got to say.
I just want to hear it at a reasonable volume. That's what it is, Johnny Pepper.
Absolutely. Well, I'll see if I can back off a little bit.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
As long as I enunciate, everything's going to be
there you go.
Fine.
Enunciate.
Game 28, and this is the Open Division Championship game.
That's right. So B-Side on Friday took a win over Florida. That was 347 to 45 at the end of the game. And, of course, B-Side took first place in this tournament last year. And in the second seed, Chicago, Friday they had a win over Trans Rollers United. The score for that game was 230 to 44, so a little bit smaller differential there for Chicago. And in 2023, last year here at Y'all Stars, they took second place. So we're seeing a rematch from last year.
I was here last year. I might have even called that game. I don't remember because it was last year.
So Clash of the Titans here in the Open Division. Our first jam underway. Misty Maven has the star for B-Side up against Ice Hurt for Chicago.
Misty Maven out front and lead. Ice Hurt trying to get through that wall of blockers in the back of the pack. Ice Hurt does get out and freed, eligible to score some points at this point as that jam gets called off. Jam number 1 in the books. B-Side up to the early lead with 4 points on that jam.
Chicago wearing white today. B-Side is in the black jerseys.
I'm almost out of breath.
I know there was kind of a quick amount of time between those two games.
There wasn't, and I had to do things, and I didn't get anything done.
We'll read down the rosters as soon as we get kind of a stoppage in play.
Alex Storm's going to be wearing the star for B-Side, and
that's been hurt for Chicago. No pack is called by the inside pack ref.
Someone's going to go to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
I did hear a whistle.
Maybe it was one of those ghost whistles. It might have been.
Definitely some play here with pack definition. May have been a no pack whistle as well. Okay, one to the box for B-Side. And lead jammer status to Alex Storm.
That's Yeti going to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
Chicago's jammer Ben Hurt has made it out of the pack as well, so going to put some pressure on as Alex Storm comes through for a scoring pass, 4 points. And going to let this run, looks like.
Chicago's going to lose Impel L to the box. And another B-Side blocker, that is Brawl, coming to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
Scoring pass complete for Axel Torm. Alex Storm, sorry.
Alex Storm.
Alex Storm.
I want to thank everybody in the Twitch. Go ahead and give us a shout out. We're following along. We may not get to you, but we will do everything we can that's humanly possible to give you a shout out on air.
So a lot of action in the pack. Alex Storm. I don't know why I'm saying that backwards. Alex Storm takes a big hit out of bounds, has to recycle back behind the pivot line.
Flurry of action right there at the jammer line. Wrecking Bill out there wrecking shop. Bodies all over the floor. And that jam's going to be called, but not before 12 points are awarded to B-Side and Alex Storm. 2 jams in. We are at 20-4 with 26 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this first frame.
I want to say thanks to Thin Mint running our stream throughout the weekend.
Thin Mint Media out of Nashville. Awesome production value.
And our awesome THA, PR Mageddon, just sat down to help us with stats for this game.
PR's just working too hard.
We're starting on a power jam here for Blint.
And Impale L starts in the box for Chicago.
Big fight at the front of the pack with that 2-wall, now 3-wall But Blint finds a line up the inside. Lead jammer status for B-side.
That B-side jammer rotation is going to be mighty, mighty strong today.
Multiplayer block going to send Jackie Daniels to the penalty box. And Blint up the inside line again. That's 4 points on the jam for B-side. As Impale Ale comes out of the penalty box, hits a back tripod of Chicago defense.
Oh, that's a tripod that I wouldn't want to skate through. That is Linzo and Scara and Doc Flatliner. Oh my gosh.
So of course, B-side is kind of a super team, pickup team made up of really great skaters. Chicago, a lot of talent in that town as well, mixing it up in the open division.
Jackie Daniels freed from the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. That means all 80 wheels are going to be on the track when we start jam number 4.
And Trip Hazard says, nice wall work, Chicago. Thanks for letting us know you're in the chat today for this Open Division Championship at Y'all Stars 2024.
Sparky's going to wear the star for B-side, and Blink 1 Skatey 2 is the jammer record for Chicago. And just like that, Sparky's out front and lead. Meanwhile, Blinky 1 Skatey 2 trying to get through that pack at the back. And there's nothing there but a derby kiss to the infield. Spin Diesel and Brawl and a player and Yeti on that awesome defense for B-side in the back of the pack. Monster Jam with the bridge.
2 to beat in the front for Sparkle, makes it through. That's 4 points for B-side on the jam.
That pack gets spread out, but some of those Chicago players are coming back with bad intentions to help their jammer get through.
Star pass to Marcomedes for Chicago. And it looks like it's going to turn into a power jam. That was a track cut.
It was a track cut?
It was,
okay.
yeah. So start in hand for the pivot sitting in the box, and another 4 points go up for B-side.
Sparky's out there skating laps, 4 points at the moment.
Sparky is a skater from Red Stick Roller Derby right here in Louisiana.
Beautiful Louisiana. I can't say enough about this Y'all Stars tournament here in Thibodaux, Louisiana, here at the Harangue Auditorium. This is one of the premier events of the year. I circle it on my calendar. You know, I'm not going to miss this.
You get your new calendar in December and you circle Y'all Stars
yes,
right away?
Right away. Actually, the whole month, you know, because it's right after Carnival.
So we are headed into jam number 5. Pretty commanding lead here over the first 4 jams. B-side has opened up a 39-4 lead over Chicago. Misty Maven has the star for B-side up against Marcomedes for Chicago.
Marcomedes starting this jam in the bench. Just like that, Misty Maven's out front and lead. Marcomedes is standing in the box and does get sprung. Joins all the friends on the track and makes quick work on the initial pass.
Yeah, snuck through out of the penalty box and into that initial pass, putting the pressure on to get the jam called off. But 4 more points for B-side.
Misty Maven with that track awareness knew that jammer got sprung and went ahead and called it off. We got 22:40 left to go. What's happening in the Twitch chat?
Hey, you're getting some love. Johnny Pepper, Cleo Smacky Jones says, thank you, announcers. You guys rock.
I love Cleo.
Thank you, Cleo.
Cleo's watching and rooting for Chicago, I know.
All right, out with the star next, we've got Alex Storm and Akira for Chicago.
Both the A's. We got the battle of the A's. That's cool. Clock ticking down, 22:14.
Nice move around
Alex
the outside.
Storm grabbing lead jammer status.
Yeah, really took some tough hits, but made it out for lead jammer status B-side.
Akira just now gets clear on the initial on the left knee pad.
So Alex Storm is from a league called Valhalla. Valhalla, okay.
Yes.
Where's that?
That is where you go when you die if you're Viking. Okay. Don't you know that?
So he's
it's
back.
Heaven.
He's back from the Viking.
Yes, that is Valhalla
Afterlife?
Roller Derby. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know they're in Texas, I think. I could be wrong. The Twitch chat's just going to fry me for that. I should know that. I called for them. But yeah, I think they're right there in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
You know, the capital of roller derby.
Exactly. 2-0 on that last jam, and we are underway with jam number 7. Blint has the star for B-side up against Ragnarokr for Chicago.
We're just in a Viking mood, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, Blint takes a derby kiss to the infield and is forced to recycle.
But Blint did pick up lead jammer status before getting that bump to the inside line, so...
Ragnarokr called for a forearm, going to go set in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
Power jam now for B-side. And that's at least the second power jam given up by Chicago in this game.
Chicago's going to have to watch that, or this is going to get out of hand really, really fast.
Yeah, B-side is a super strong squad with representation from all kinds of high-level leagues.
Absolutely. B-side has their foot on the pedal, and they're not letting up.
So just about 10 minutes elapsed in our first period. B-side with a big lead, 48-4. And a power start right now.
For Brawla. Brawla with keeper of the snacks most of the time. And we are underway. Brawla's going to eye that pack, but runs into the back of Wrecking Bill, spins around, takes a derby kiss to the outside, recycles very, very fast, and with one to beat, does get called for a track cut.
All right, so power jam opportunity for Ragnarokr. Pushing around, one left to beat. Oh, and the recycling of that defense just comes right up to rock Ragnarokr on the outside line. Makes it through, though.
Big hit from Monster Jam.
And lead jammer has been attained by Chicago in the jam. B-side jammer standing in the penalty box right now, so power jam about to come to its conclusion.
Ragnarokr spins around to the outside and grabs 4 points in the process.
Star pass on the side of B-side, so the pivot is now, maybe incomplete because I have to redo it. Try again.
Giant hit from Wrecking Bill.
So Brawla passed the star to Monster Jam for B-side, going to try to stop the bleeding on this 8-point jam already for Chicago.
That's exactly what Chicago needed. They're going to have to chip away at this B-side lead.
Ragnarokr said, no thanks, no more.
I'll just go ahead and take the next 2 minutes off or whatever time it is.
9 points is enough points for right now.
8 jams in the book, 51-13, 18-27 left to go in this first frame.
So that was a really big pickup there for Chicago, adding 9 to their score.
Wow.
Closing the gap a little bit.
Yes.
That was jam number 8. We're headed into jam number 9.
I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
Misty Maven wearing the star for B-side. That is Ice Hurt, the jammer record for Chicago. That's a strong wall up front for Chicago, though.
Yeah, Misty Maven having some trouble with that tripod at the front of the pack.
And Misty Maven doesn't usually have trouble with any tripods, but seems to be stymied at the moment.
Ice Hurt makes it out first. Lead jammer status for Chicago.
And just like that, Misty Maven gets sprung on the initial, and we got our jammer race back to the pack.
Chicago's defense hanging out at the back of the pack. B-side up front. Misty Maven takes one more hit, but sneaks by on the scoring pass. Chicago jammer also scoring 4 points, so that one's going to be a wash.
That's a 4-point wash. Absolutely. 17-17 left to go in the first half. You going to read an ad?
Want to tell you about our Bont gift card giveaway. It's $500 that you could win.
$500.
You could spend it on plates, wheels, bearings, accessories, even a brand new pair of skates. Enter to win right now. tinyurl.com/y'allstarsgiveaway.
tinyurl.com/y'allstarsgiveaway. Speaking of Tiny, it's Tiny's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tiny.
Happy birthday, Tiny. When you're home watching, it's not going to be your birthday no more. But know that me and Trek wished you a happy birthday on air.
Alex Storm has the star for B-side. Ben Hurt for Chicago. Penalty sending Wrecking Bill to the penalty box.
No way.
I know. Lead jammer status acquired by Alex Storm.
Ben Hurt still working on the back of that pack. Doc Flatliner, a player to be named later, and Scara.
Pivot out of the box for
That's
Chicago.
Spin Diesel.
So star pass is a possibility for Chicago at this point with the pivot back on the track.
I should have looked down at the skates to know that was Spin Diesel.
Ben Hurt picked up a... I was just about to finish that sentence, but it wouldn't have been right, so...
I love the way these jam refs are calling penalties on other
On
people.
blockers,
And
it's
you
confusing.
think, oh, my God, oh, no, it's a power jam. No, it's not a power jam.
Yep.
They're trying to mess us up. They're doing their best.
Oh,
And
really?
you know, we don't need a whole lot of help to be messed up here.
Things are happening really fast. It's the championship game,
It
Johnny
is
Pepper.
the championship game. We got 15:40 left to go, 63-17. I want to give a shout out to our good friends at Lamar Advertising. You should call Lisa at 985-856-9690 and tell Lisa that Trek and Johnny Pepper told you to call.
She's going to be like, who?
Lamar Advertising, the biggest advertising firm in the whole state of Louisiana.
Pitbull Princess in the chat says, let's go Chicago. Tear him up says, hey, Ben, sit down, please. Blocking the camera, maybe?
Could be.
And DeFlorid says, Bill, breathe.
Hi, D. Thank you for letting Bill come to play with us this weekend. I hope you get better soon.
It's been so fun to have Rec and Bill on the announcer crew this weekend.
It is.
Yeah, getting to work with him is like sitting down next to a Derby royalty.
That
you know?
game we called last night was so much fun.
So much fun.
I can't believe we didn't get fired after that game.
No, come on. Well, that was my time ever seeing a 76-point jam. I mean,
Yes.
It really made history with that last jam.
Leg rip and everything.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. If you've never been to Y'all Stars, you need to come next year. I guarantee.
Yeah, get yourself on that mixer scrimmage roster as well, because that thing looked like a ton of fun.
Also want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Hit Squad TV, the best videography in the whole wide world. That is Lloyd Knox and Hit Squad TV.
Making highlight reels, making people look good. It's not just individuals either. You can do your team, your league.
I've got an announcer reel.
No way.
Yes, I do. I've got a Hit Squad announcer reel. You should see it. It's
I need
cool.
to see it.
Yeah. It's me pointing at stuff and holding a mic, and you don't
Wearing-
even hear me say anything,
wearing
but it's
headphones,
really,
yeah.
really cool. A lot of bow fits.
So
you know
so
how it
that's
is.
proof that Hit Squad can make anyone look like a star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If they can make me look good, they can make anybody look good.
And just to remind you about what we got coming up a little bit later today, it's Championship Sunday.
Championship
so
Sunday.
Right now, we are in the championship game for our open mixed gender division of roller derby here at Y'all Stars 2024. And our next two games are going to establish first through fourth place in the women's division. So up next, it's going to be third and fourth place game between Team Massachusetts and Fuego Latino. And then in the championship game tonight, probably around 6:30 because we're running a little bit behind, it's going to be Michigan versus Black Diaspora.
And that's a rematch from last year, and I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, another flash.
PR gave me it off. I'm going to be fanboying out there. I can't wait. Then we're going to have a ball right here in the venue. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, after party right here in the
Yeah,
venue.
if you're a couple hours away, you need to get on down here right now. It's going to be an after party that Johnny Pepper's actually going to be at because I don't have to work tomorrow. Everybody says, Johnny, why don't you do after parties? Because I got to work the next morning, okay? And I can't party at night and stop in a regular amount of time to get some sleep to come to work.
So B-side, of course, looking pretty dominant in the lead jammer calls during this period. Two have gone to Chicago so far that we've had stats tracking for. A couple of penalties on the side of Chicago's jammers, just one for B-side so far in the stats that we've been tracking, and thanks to PR Mageddon for helping us out with the live stats for this game. It's moving pretty fast, so
Yes, it is.
he's working hard. Out with the
Blint's
start.
going to be the jammer record going up against Katie 1. Blink 1's Katie 2. I was messing with my microphone and it unfolded itself and got me all discombobulated. Anyway, back to the action on the track. Blint is awarded lead jam status. Blink 1, Katie 2, trying to get through on the initial. Doc Flatliner, Jackie Daniels, Scara, and Linzo Oh, my.
Yeah, tough pack out there.
That is a very, very tough pack.
Up and Adam doing a great job for Chicago on the defensive line.
And that Chicago pack, oh, my.
Big offensive clear. Made it possible to get a quick pass for Blint. Already 8 points on this jam. Coming around on another scoring pass.
Blint, a recently aged up junior, just starting in the adult derby world. And going to be a superstar for a long time to come.
Yeah.
Picking up 4 points on that pass.
Pivot to the box for B-side.
That is a forearm call.
Long drawback on Blink 182, all the way behind the pivot line. That was Scara with the knockout.
And Jackie Daniels, joined by Lenzo. I was just going to give the Chicago defense props, and then they went all the way back to where I can't see because I got a TV in front of me. But I promise I'll get them in there in a second.
Blint working on the fourth pass of this jam and did get it, so 16 points to 0. Chicago held scoreless.
13:42 left to go, and we have a timeout on the floor. And I just wanted to say that maybe that Chicago defense called Chrissy Crash and got better. If you're ready to build strength, speed, and endurance, level up your derby game with a specialized fitness app for roller derby athletes just like you. Get your first 30 days of workouts, recipes, and more for only $1 and become unstoppable. Visit the Crash Course vendor booth or go to ChrissyCrash.com. That's with 2 Ks, K on Chrissy and K on Crash, to learn more.
And Johnny Pepper, we just had our biggest jam of the game by B-side, putting up 16 points on that jam, but we're into the next one. Yeah, Sparky has the star for B-side, just picked up lead jammer status.
Akira is wearing the star for Chicago. Go ahead.
No. Let's just go back and forth.
Absolutely.
Under 13 minutes left to play in the first half. Wreckin' Bill with a big takeout to the outside line, headed to the penalty box for that move.
Wreckin' Bill was a little bit miffed that he didn't get MVP the other night because everybody was falling down all around him. I saw it, but that was my only game off that day, and I wasn't voting on MVPs.
Yeah, you and Bill got the MVP of my heart last night with your costumes.
That. We were, and I don't think that wasn't even planned. It just happened. That's how serendipity works.
4-0 on jam number 12. B-side opening up a pretty big and commanding lead here. Chicago's going to have to clean up the penalties, especially for their jammers, to get back in this game in the first period.
Chicago can't get back in this game.
Chicago's a very strong squad as well.
Absolutely.
But
and
a power start.
Everybody's rooting for him back home.
Misty Maven has the star for this power start and through for lead jammer status really quickly at the start.
Akira's starting in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box. Why don't want to call it the Hamilton Inn and Suites? They should have went with that.
They should have.
Since Hamilton was so popular back in the day.
Misty Maven fighting at a 2-wall in the front of the pack. Really good recycling defense by Chicago up there, but Misty Maven going to complete the scoring pass with lead jammer status for B-side.
Rachel Rage. Up and Adam and Wreckin' Bill.
Akira, I think, still working on the initial pass in this jam.
Playing that awesome defense for Chicago. I told you I'd get it in a couple of jams. Like to give all the blockers love out there. Everybody talks about the jammers. And just like that, we talk about the jammer again. Missy Maven picking up 4 points on that pass. 91 points so far for B-side.
Another penalty sending Bill to the penalty box. Looking a little forlorn on the way there. Star pass in progress, I think, for Chicago.
And that jam's going to go ahead and be called off. Jam 13's in the books with 10:22 left to go in this first half.
Interesting moment to call it off there because, of course, B-side did have lead jammer status, 12-0 on the jam, and there was a star pass in progress on the side of Chicago. But maybe that defense just felt a little too intense to keep the jam going.
Just a little bit. 5 seconds called on the floor. Ragnar Rocker wearing the star for Chicago. That is Alex Storm. Donning that star for B-side. That Chicago defense is locked down at the front of the pack. Alex Storm usually doesn't have any trouble getting around a tripod. Gets a little help from Monster Jam and does get through and grabs lead jammer status.
And that is the 5th lead jammer call for B-side in a row. They're on a little bit of a run here, opening up the differential on the scoreboard.
Chicago defense on that catch and kill. Putting Alex Storm into the outfield. Alex Storm's going to recycle and come back in.
The pace of this pack is really pretty quick. Lots of action in there.
That was D. Ride, the last line of defense for Chicago.
Ragnar Rocker completes the initial pass. That's going to force the call off. So 4-0. Not too many points for all that action.
Alex Storm put in a lot of work for those 4 points, believe me. They're just 1 point away from a whole bucket.
So I mentioned earlier that it's been 5 lead jammers in a row for B-side. It's also been 5 in a row where Chicago has been held scoreless. So it's definitely a momentum swing to open up the differential here.
Absolutely, they are. All they got to do is just chip it away. And then you'll find yourself right back in the game.
Cleo Smakia says, "Doe." Now they're just messing with Bill.
Blint wearing the star for B-side. Ice Hurt, the jammer record for Chicago. Blint backwards through the pack, grabs lead jammer status.
Ice Hurt just jammed up in the corner at the apex. Blint with a quick move, outside, inside, trying to dodge around that Chicago defense.
Linzo, Doc Flatliner, and Jackie Daniels playing defense for B-side at the front of the pack. And they look like they're having fun out there. They're just like a tornado whirling around, keeping Ice Hurt at bay.
And number 556, Shenanigans for Chicago, doing great defensive work at the back of the pack as well. Shenanigans comes out of the Chicago Bruise Brothers League.
Lots of love for Chicago Derby.
No pack is called. It's a split pack in this case. And that's going to allow Blint to find a path through on a scoring pass for B-side, 4 points.
Ice Hurt had a little help there, but not enough to get through. Takes a derby kiss from Doc to the infield and forced to recycle almost to the pivot line.
So in on a scoring pass. Let's see how many additional points are picked up. Looks like all 4.
All 4. That's 8 points in the pocket, 8 points on the jam, bringing their total to 107 with 640.
Just extending that trend that we were talking about earlier of lead jammer calls and scoreless jams for Chicago.
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that, Johnny?
I was speechless for just a second. I am so sorry, but
You're fine.
You're correct. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. That's just what it is.
Brala has the star for B-side up against Ben Hurt for Chicago in this jam. Chicago with defense in the back knocks out Brala. Long drawback.
Ben Hurt pushing at that wall. That is Brawl, Monster Jam, Doc Flatliner, and Spin Diesel.
Nice run back on the jammer. Ben Hurt having to head all the way, almost back to the jammer line, restart this pass.
Excuse me, that was not Doc out there. That was Spin Diesel.
Brala just pushing at the front. One more to beat up there. Really effective one-on-one defense, but lead jammer going to B-side and Brala.
Monster Jam put a hit on Ben Hurt. Ben Hurt's going to have to recycle all the way back to turn 2.
The star comes off of Ben Hurt, looking for the opportunity to pass that thing, get it out of the pack, and stop the bleeding on this jam.
Reckon Bill's going to come back to turn 1.5 to force Brala to go through. And Brala does, but runs into the back of another Chicago blocker.
Wow, defense is really locked down on both of these jammers.
They're just incredibly fast. That pack looks like it's going to get spread out, and I think they're going to have... No, there comes the bridge.
Brawla's got an absolutely impossible tripod to work up against at the front of the pack. Makes it around. Engagement zone stretched to the maximum.
D-Ride on that bridge for Chicago.
So I said earlier they were trying to pass the star to stop the bleeding, but there really wasn't much bleeding on that jam because defense taking care of both of those jammers.
4 points.
4 points for all that work.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so when our next jam starts, we're going to be about 4 minutes left to play going into jam number 17. Misty
That was a quick half.
Yeah, quick. Definitely a quick style of play that we're seeing out there.
Or just seemed quick, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure time is linear and all that, but...
Blink 1, Skady 2 wearing the star for Chicago. Misty Maven donning the star from B-side. Pack gets really, really fast, and then they get to turn 1.5 and slow down.
So Maven, a jammer that likes to dance around the lines, but it's been tough for her in this game to stay in bounds with these big hits. Out for lead jammer, though. B-side, Misty Maven.
Misty Maven does get out and is pointed at. That means Misty Maven is the lead. Misty Maven gave me a compliment on my jacket today.
I mean, why wouldn't she? You look great.
Well,
You're sparkly.
I can't believe it was Misty Maven giving me a compliment. I was kind of like, fanboying over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was a star in my first commercial that I ever saw for roller derby. It was an S1 commercial. And I said something about it last year, and she come and reminded me that she's sponsored by 888, and I should not talk about S1 anymore.
Well, we know about 888 making great
Yes,
hats and hats.
888 sponsoring our timeouts and stuff. But we're back into Derby right now. So Alex Storm wearing the star for B-side. Ragnar Rocker, jammer record for Chicago.
We told you we were going to run through rosters once we got a stoppage of play, and I don't think there's been one in the first half yet, Johnny, has there?
I think we had one stoppage of play, but I was reading commercials, so...
Your fault.
Yes, it is my fault. But we'll come in early from halftime, and we'll read the rosters then. How about that?
Sounds good. I'll be here.
Because we got time then.
Great.
We'll let you know who y'all know who the skaters are. If you're watching on the Twitch, you don't. There might be some people new to roller derby on the Twitch, and if you are, thank you for coming in. I hope you call your friends and get them hooked on roller derby, just like we are.
Yeah, this is a great game to be tuning in for. The championship match in our open division here at Y'all Stars 2024, and 4 points additionally picked up for B-side, 8-0 on this jam.
All roller derbies on the Twitch are good ones to check into.
Already in for another scoring pass. That's Alex Storm. Really speedy through the pack. Trying to push up the inside line. I believe that's going to be a back block. Just moved that blocker out of position, and that's all it took. So a power jam now for Chicago.
You got to be super careful to pick up them black box.
So 2 penalties given up by B-side so far in the half.
We got a destruction call on Wreck and Bill. Wreck and Bill shaking his head saying, how did that pack destruct? It was right there. But Bill's going to sit at the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box just the same.
So Ragnar Rocker with the power jam right now, getting the helmet cover back on before hitting the pack for points.
I do want to say Wreck and Bill's been a lovely roommate on this Louisiana tour that we're on right now. Very respectful.
Stand-up dude is what he is. Absolute legend.
Thank you, D, for letting him come play.
So 3 points picked up by Chicago. No, 3 additional for B-side, none for Chicago. So those must have been...
A total of 11.
Yeah, so even though Chicago did get the benefit of a power jam, not able to capitalize.
Well, this is going to be the last jam of the half. And Sparky's going to don that star for B-side. Ice hurt the jammer record for Chicago in jam 19 of the first half of the championship game of the open division at Y'all Stars 24 in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Sparky has received the lead jammer call, but took a knock to the inside line, has to restart the pass. Wow, big pileup in the pack. So we're still on the initial pass, even though Sparky has acquired lead gemmer status. See Ice Hurt getting out of the pack, clearing for the initial pass as well. That's going to force the call off with no points for either team.
That's going to take us to halftime. I am Johnny Pepper.
And I'm Scar Trek.
And we'll be right back live from Y'all Stars in Thibodaux, Louisiana. You're seeing some Thibodaux Skate Club members out there trying to bring a skate park here to Thibodaux, Louisiana.
That is something I can definitely get behind.
Absolutely. Doing a little skating demonstration out there.
They've been collecting signatures for a petition and trying to get a space where people can develop skating skills and have a safe space to be outside and enjoying all types of skating.
Even special needs skating. Oh, my.
This is halftime. We've got about 5 minutes left in intermission. We've got rosters and penalty information coming up for you.
I'll go ahead and do the B-side roster. They're represented by 0260. That is Spin Diesel. 07, Jackie Daniels. 123, Diamond. Number 13, Stretch Armstrong. Number 18, Misty Maven. Number 22, Scared to Death. Number 221, Yeti. Number 23, Afro Jamurai. Number 30, Alex Storm. Number 32, Ice Cold. Number 36, Alenzo. Number 55, Blint. Number 57, Monster Jam. Number 70, Doc Flatliner. Number 725, that is Sparky. Number 9, Brawla. And 904, Aaron Go Brawl. That is B-side roller derby.
They're coached by Tiny and Grit and Barrett.
And it's Tiny's birthday. No, that's a B's. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tiny's birthday, right?
It is. Happy birthday, Tiny.
Happy birthday, Tiny.
Here's your roster for Chicago today. Skating in white, number 00, Cheeks. 1337, Akira. Number 140, Shake and Bake. Number 16, Markimedes. Number 182, Blink 182. Number 19, Ragnarocker. Number 1975, Nasty Owl. Number 2, Fillmore Payne. Number 22, Impale Ale. Number 314, Val Raven. Number 35, Ben Hurt. Number 350, Rachel Rage. Number 556, Shenanigans. Number 81, D-Ride. Number 85, Ice Hurt. Number 86, Wreck and Bill. And number 88, Up and Adam. And the Chicago Roller Derby squad coached by DeFleured.
I was almost breaking my neck trying to find my rosters.
Johnny. I got you.
I know you do, and I'm so sorry. And you're going to tell us what the penalty thing's going on too, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
So Chicago in some trouble. That's the, not going to bury the lead about that. B-side's got 10 total penalties, and we've got 3 players with 2 penalties on that squad. So no one in big trouble for B-side, but Chicago 15 total penalties in period 1. We've got Bill in trouble with 4 penalties right now. D-Ride has 3 penalties, and we've got 3 other players with 2 penalties on the Chicago squad.
Hopefully Wreck and Bill can play the second half penalty free.
Hope you can. Yeah.
That would be really, really nice.
Sometimes halftime is all you need to kind of reset and just figure out what's going on.
And I hate giving this stack, but Chicago was held scoreless for the last 10 jams in a row.
Yeah.
They're going to have to put some direct pressure on that and stop the bleeding really, really fast.
They really do need to get the star out of the pack. And really it's about the start, right? If lead jammer is being acquired that many times in a row, we've got to figure out how to get the star out first and deal with the other jammer.
That's what you got to do. And lock the defense down and carry it all the way to the lines. Sometimes they're not all the way to the lines, and if you leave like Misty Maven, if you give her a half a centimeter, that's it.
Yeah,
that's all the room that they need.
So Out From Under the Bed podcast says, heck yeah, get that skate park.
Out from under the bed, hey! Boogeyman and Master, hey! Thanks for tuning in.
And
Cactus Cups is coming up. And we'll see the Boogeyman out there at Cactus Cup.
All right, can't wait for that. About a minute and a half before we get back into the game. This is the second half coming up of our championship game here at Y'all Stars 2024 for the open division. That's a mixed gender open division here at the tournament. And this is a rematch of last year's championship game.
Absolutely, and I just can't say enough about how much B-side is just dominating this game. Skateboarders out there entertaining the crowd here in beautiful Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Yeah, it's about 70 degrees here today, bright and sunny. So beautiful this weekend here.
It has been so beautiful. It was a little chilly on Friday, but it felt
not
wonderful.
for anyone who's not from Texas, Johnny.
Absolutely.
No one else thinks that. Only you. Because anyone who comes from...
I live in a desert.
You do.
It is Texas. Sometimes it gets to 120. Not as hot as Phoenix, though.
No, could be worse, I guess.
And
Yeah.
we'll be in Phoenix not too far from now for Cactus Cup 24. And then the next week we got Clover Cup, and that's going to be fun. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, Clover Cup hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils and THA by our own Johnny Pepper.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't like those calls, get in touch
Absolutely. You can call my phone, 713-213-8714 if you don't like anything you see.
He's going to field your complaints.
Yeah, you better hurry fast or hope you recorded it so you can go back and listen, because I will never do that again.
Let's say thanks to our skating officials in this game.
Absolutely.
Fighting Girlfriend, General Relativity, F&Ref, Breadpool, Schizo, Croc, Thrillum, and Jekyll.
Officially Mel, Punish Her, Rocket Chop, Ada, Baby Snark, Bourbon, DK, Candied Bacon, Wednesday Adams, and Ruth Slayer Shinsberg.
Yeah, just double checking.
I was about to mess that up, and I was like, I really can't see it. Should I take my glasses off?
Lining up for our first jam of the second half here in the championship game for Open Division at Y'all Stars.
Monster Jam getting some camera time. I'm hearing me again. Oh, like yesterday. That was the same. I get it now.
I know, because we got to watch the chat.
I get it now.
The volume comes on
I
and
was
it's on
wondering,
a delay.
why the hell is that doing? And that's the delay thing. I get it. I'm not totally stupid. I'm just a little slow.
So this has been a fast and physical game between these two teams during the first period. Excited to see how the second half shakes out. I'm ready to see Chicago pick up a few more lead jammer calls in the second half.
That's exactly what they're going to need to do.
It's Misty Maven with the star for B-side.
Ice Hurt wearing the star for Chicago. Misty Maven with one to beat does and grabs lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Ice Hurt out of the pack, clear on the initial, looking to score some points. Misty Maven comes up on the back of the pack, goes around to the outside, grabs 1 point and calls it.
Yeah, didn't want to risk giving up any points to Chicago. Haven't let any points go up on the board for Chicago, and I think, 10 or 11 jams now, so they're not going to...
That's 11.
Not going to give it up easy.
Alex Storm's going to be the jammer record for the B-side roller derby.
Up against Ben Hurt for Chicago. Sticking to a pretty regular jammer rotation for both of these squads. Ooh, beautiful jump. A backward spin around the outside line. Lead jammer status going to Alex Storm and B-side.
Ben Hurt working on a tripod in the front of the pack. That was... wow, big hit from Monster Jam to impale L, the pivot. Ben Hurt takes a derby kiss to the infield, recycles all the way back to the pivot line. Spin Diesel forcing that drawback.
Yeah, that was an interesting drawback because it was a reverse apex jump to get back there.
Spin Diesel, Brawl, and Yeti.
And there is a back block now on Alex Storm. So power jam opportunity for Ben Hurt with the star for Chicago in the hand, coming back with a long drawback all the way to the jammer line.
Ben Hurt's got some more problems of his own other than being in a power jam at the moment.
Say more about that.
Spin Diesel's doing that real quick drawback stuff.
Nice offensive clears happening in the pack from the Chicago defenders.
I want to talk about that B-side defense in the back of the pack, just supremely playing right now.
Yeah, absolutely locking down Ben Hurt. Knocking left and right out of bounds, just making life really difficult as Alex Storm comes back out of the penalty box and through the pack for a scoring pass.
Very, very difficult. Maybe Chicago needs to come back and help their jammer out a little bit.
Yeah, Pivot really focused on defense up at the front of the pack, not available for that star pass in the way that Ben Hurt probably wanted.
That jam's going to be called. 12 points awarded to Alex Storm and B-side. Chicago held scoreless once again. And that's a dozen.
TG Reaver says, nice to see Spin still doing amazing work, amazing and agile work. That's so true. Spin's been around a long time playing very high-level roller derby. And B-side really a super team of people like that.
Yes.
Sparky has the star for B-side. Fillmore Payne for Chicago.
And then everybody in that B-side pack. Wow.
Lead jammer status. Oh, it was awarded to Chicago, but then a cut track penalty is going to turn this into the power jam for B-side. But wow, it's been a minute since Chicago got a lead jammer call.
Oh, my.
Tough to see
Dang it.
that lead get lost.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, that defense of Chicago is locked down at the front, keeping Sparky at bay.
The B-side pack has got Bill isolated, trying to make a goat out of Wreckin' Bill. I don't know if that's the best strategy because Wreckin' Bill's got some power back there.
Shake and bake up and Adam helping Rick and Bill out for that Chicago defense.
And there was a split pack until the pivot for B-side was sent to the penalty box. And out of the box is Fillmore Payne, the jammer for Chicago, coming around to... I guess since lead jammer was awarded, I'm not sure if this will be the initial pass or a scoring pass. Okay, should be scoring pass, hearing from PR.
And that was an awesome penalty kill for Chicago.
So 4 points go up for Sparky. Fillmore Payne still working at the front of the pack. Big shoulder hits. Wow, Sparky pushing through at the front of the pack. The engagement zone just absolutely maximized here by B-side.
There's some big hits happening out there.
There really are.
I mean, giant size hits.
Wreckin' Bill coming up to the front with that shoulder. Deadly shoulder hit coming out of Wreckin' Bill up at the front of the pack.
Sparky with 8 points in the pocket. It's going to pick up 4 more.
And that jam timed out naturally. No one had lead jammer.
And
that lead was lost.
Those last 8 points were on the last 2, laps. Because it took a long time to try to get through that defense.
So I think Sparky was reabsorbed on the initial pass because no points additionally awarded for Chicago out of the box and into the pack.
I wanted to give Chicago props that they played awesome defense while their jammer was in the box.
Absolutely limited it to 12 points by B-side. Ice Cole has a star for B-side in black today, and Chicago is fielding Blink 182.
Ice Cole's going to recycle all the way back to pivot line. Try to tiptoe across there, but called for a track cut. I saw the skate on the other side of the line. Ice Cole, of course, the coach for Team Texas.
So Blink 182 with the power jam opportunity. Chicago blockers really need to give their jammer some help right now to make the most out of this opportunity. B-side's so good at recycling up for their defense. Chicago's going to have to go all in on offense here to get Blink 182 through the pack.
Chicago is trying to give Blink 182 some help to get through there. Impale Ale and Marcaminis.
So out of the box, Ice Cole takes a bump to the outside line, and everyone's headed backwards on the track right now. Stopped in corner 2.
Yeah, let's go back to turn 2 and start this all over again.
Rewind.
Absolutely.
Blink 182, just one to beat up in the front, but that one is Spin Diesel, so tough to get around.
That pack gets spread out along the whole back straightaway as that jam gets called. 22 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in this contest.
So Blink 182 was able to pick up lead jammer status, and it just decided immediately to call off the jam.
But still held scoreless.
Yeah. Didn't want to allow any points from the B-side jammer. Misty Maven has the star out next for B-side.
And that is Ragnar Rocker, donning the star for Chicago.
Ragnar Rocker just trying to get around Jackie. That's not Jackie Daniels. That's number 51. Another quick call-off. 2 points, 3 points on the jam for B-side, holding Chicago scoreless.
Who was that out there?
I think they have a saying here in Louisiana. Who dat?
Who dat? I want to say thank you to Drew Brees for having some awesome sliders again. Man, those are so good. I can't stop talking about them. I hope we get one in Texas. Alex Storm wearing the star for B-side. Ice Hurt jamming once again for Chicago.
Tear 'em Up says, Yeti's so good at catching. Yes, indeed. Putting on a clinic.
Yeti is awesome.
Lead jammer status acquired by Alex Storm for B-side. Coming around for points, while Ice Hurt is still working on the initial pass.
Ice Hurt clear on the initial and eligible to score.
So that is going to force the call off by B-side. Another scoreless jam. Oh, no. 2 points. 1 point.
1 point.
1 point for B-side. Oh, 2 points. We're going to get our story straight over here.
Well, I mean, I can't count fingers, especially when there's only one finger up.
So it seems to me, just peeking over at the stat sheet, B-side hasn't quite been on the same type of tear in period 2 as they were in period 1. Of course, definitely outnumbering points over Chicago, but not quite the same as period 1. So
thanks to our crack producer, P. Armageddon, for keeping us square on the stats.
Sparky has lead jammer status for B-side.
Ben Hurt donning that star for Chicago. Ben Hurt doing a lot of recycling today.
B-side defense just wrapping themselves around Ben Hurt. And a big hit to the inside line sends Ben Hurt down hard.
That was Stretch Armstrong, but Stretch is going to be called for a penalty and going to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
So it's 8-0 on the jam so far for Sparky with lead jammer status. B-side coming in for another scoring pass and makes it through very quickly. 12 points on the jam now.
Stretch Armstrong doing a lot of work this weekend, coaching the juniors and everything else. That was a cool ceremony just a little while ago.
Star pass for Chicago. Impale Ale has taken the star. Coming around on a scoring pass right now. Meeting up with the front wall of defense. Ooh, almost makes it through on the inside. Slip and fall, but...
There's some points for Chicago.
Yeah. I thought I saw that skate wheel go out of bounds, but if I saw it, the referees didn't see it. So
I've never been so happy to see 4 points in my whole entire life.
Yeah, ending a bit of a drought, you might say, for Chicago. Official review called by Chicago.
This official review is brought to you by 888 Timeouts, the certified sweat saver from 888. Top of the line safety features and unmatched fit options. The certified sweat saver helmet from 888, designed for derby, vert ramps, and everything in between. Developed and trusted and tested by the best.
And you might be watching the stream at home and wondering, why has B-side got such an incredible league over Chicago? Because Chicago is well known to have super strong skaters among
Absolutely.
many, many different leagues. And I'll tell you why, because we're going to tell you a couple of the leagues that are represented on the B-side pickup team. We've got Gatekeepers, TXRG, Denver, Race City, Gotham, Jet City, Valhalla, Austin Anarchy, Red Stick, and Arch Rival. So some super high-level training programs that have put a real super team together for B-side.
And it's not just superstars. It's superstars with the right attitude that play together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could put a bunch of superstars together and they might not be a strong team. But B-side gets all the skaters with the right attitude to fit the B-side mode that they're looking for. And that's what happens. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely. It's a team sport. So
they're asking for a track cut. The referees are going to get together and say, yeah, there was a track cut, or no, there wasn't. And I'm hoping for a no, there wasn't.
Trip Hazard says, let's go Chicago. Tear him up. Let's go Chicago, friends. Yeah, B-side is stacked, TG Reaver. That is true.
Also want to give a shout out to our friends over at RES Contractors, Collective Home Sports, Sacred Roller Skate Supply, Comprehensive Hearing Solutions, Ortho LA, Bont, Crash Course, Gulf South, LGBTQ, Chamber of Commerce.
So the cut track that was requested was granted. So we have got a jammer starting in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box right now. Power start for B-side.
But the 4 points stay on the board.
Next jam about to get underway. Jam number 8 of our second period.
And the official review light didn't go out, so they get to keep it.
Yeah, when you win a review, you keep that thing.
Brawler Jammer record for B-side, Impale L. Jammer record for Chicago. This is a power start, isn't it?
It was, yeah. Brawler makes it through. Lead jammer status acquired for B-side on the power start. Chicago has a defensive tripod set up in the front, anchored by Wreckin' Bill.
Chicago's going to lose another blocker to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box as Impale L is freed.
Yeah, okay, so what happened there is Impale L returned to the track in front of the pack, but he was too close to the pack, so another cutting the track penalty was just awarded. And we are going to extend the power jam for B-side as though they need that right now. Well,
it's going to last as long as Brawler says so. And with a minute on the clock. Go ahead and call it off. I mean, yes, that's good derby.
Yeah, going to ice the Chicago jammer in the penalty box and start with another power start.
Still a lot of time in this game, 17 minutes and 28 seconds. B-side almost with 2 buckets.
Yeah, filling those buckets up quick. Looks like it's going to be a quick and speedy start here on the power jam. Misty Maven has the star for B-side.
Impale L started in the box.
Wow, Misty Maven absorbed a huge hit to get lead jammer status on the power start.
Misty Maven no slowing down though. Hits the back of the pack, turns around to the inside, takes a derby kiss, recycles.
Another knock to the inside. Misty Maven really likes to stay close to the lines on the passes.
Misty Maven showing great track awareness not to get a track cut, only coming back in when they could.
So another scoring pass, second scoring pass of the power jam for Misty Maven. And Impale L has made it back into the pack, out of the penalty box. Misty Maven with a nice spin move. 8 points now on the jam for B-side.
It was almost one of those slow motion spin arounds. That's awesome to watch. So that's what I did tell Misty Maven when she told me that my jacket looked good. I told her I liked the way she skated.
She's not too bad, you know.
I can watch Misty Maven skate roller derby all day long.
I think I saw that Misty Maven's listed as Denver now.
Absolutely. Denver got a lot of strong derby in Denver.
Yeah, of course, a lot of people will remember Misty Maven from Gotham for many years.
And the star of those S1 commercial helmets.
Yeah, well, that's mostly just you.
Yeah, okay.
4 points additionally for Misty Maven. That's 12 on the jam so far. Chicago jammer makes it out with a star pass and going to put the pressure on to get that called off. Big smile as Misty returns to the bench.
12 points for Misty Maven on that, bringing the total up to 192 with 15-15 left to go in the contest.
Yeah, B-side been on quite a tear in this game so far. Wants to defend that championship title from last year, assert their dominance over Chicago in this final.
Blink 1 Skady 2 has other thoughts in their head. Alex Storm, jammer record for B-side, Blink 1 Skady 2, pushing on that wall. Alex Storm clear on the initial. Coming in for a scoring pass, but takes a hit to the outside from Wreckin' Bill. Wreckin' Bill's going to get called for a forearm.
And that's going to be the 5th penalty for Wreckin' Bill. In a little bit of hot water over there in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box, although there is no hot tub, TG Reaver.
They should put a hot tub in.
Yeah, get a little relaxation while you're there.
Well, maybe after everybody goes and see them, after we give them all these commercials this weekend, they can afford a hot tub or two. That's how it works, right?
Another scoring pass for B-side, 12 on the jam so far.
Spin Diesel and Wreckin' Bill released from the box about the same time, and those two are no strangers to getting out of the box at the same time.
A nice duck around the outside line. Alex Storm picks up another scoring pass. Huge jam here for B-side, 16 points already. Blink 182 just looking for a path through the pack, but the defense for B-side just absolutely locked down.
Can't say enough about that B-side defense.
So what happened there, I think it was off camera, but Alex Storm lost the little hard portion of the wrist guard and had to skate back and get it to continue the jam. So that was the delay in Alex Storm hitting the back of the pack.
Well, you want to keep all your stuff with you.
You kind of have to.
If you don't go back for it right then, you might forget about it. And, somebody over there would say, that's Alex Storm stuff. I'm going to take it.
19 points on that jam by Alex Storm, holding Chicago scoreless. Huge jam for B-side.
Akira is going to wear the star for Chicago in this next jam.
And that was the highest scoring jam of the game for B-side.
And we're off.
And Sparky with the star for B-side. But lead jammer status going to Akira for Chicago. Only the second time lead jammer status has been acquired by Chicago in the second period.
Sparky with a star stash, running up against that wall of white in the back of the pack.
Akira went for the apex jump up the inside line, didn't quite land it, so has to recycle. Pushing the B-side defense really far forward. Nice effort up there at the front of the pack on this scoring pass. Taken down, but a forearm penalty is going to release Akira on the scoring pass. 4 points picked up for Chicago.
Solid defense for Chicago in the back of that pack. Holding Sparky for as long as they did.
Sparky made it out, though, star in hand, and is coming around on a scoring pass now. Akira completes a scoring pass and calls off the jam, so 8-0, holding B-side scoreless. Nice showing there by Akira in Chicago.
Nice showing. That's a great jam for Chicago. With 11-11 left to go in this contest.
Pitbull Princess says, great hit, nasty.
Do want to say hi to everybody in the chat, including all my friends and family. You got anybody watching at home?
I'm not sure. Say hi if you are watching at home.
Absolutely.
Ice Hurt has the star, and Ice Cold for B's. Ice Cold.
The battle of the ices.
It's getting chilly in here.
Ice Cold and Ice Hurt, jammers of record. Ice Cold's going to take a hit to the outside and a little bit slow getting up and does go down.
We'll just go quiet for a couple minutes while the medics take a chance to help the skater.
Out of respect for a down skater, we will be quiet until this skater gets up. Okay, we're back. At least I think we're back. Everybody give a hand to Ice Cold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hate to see a jam called off for an injury, but glad that Ice Cold is doing okay. And a big thank you to the medics, as always, for doing their job so well.
We hope the medics just get to watch a roller derby, but when we use them, we're thankful they are there.
I have a funny comment here from the chat. Let's see. Samantha Marie says, manifesting 200 points for Chicago.
Yes, let's all manifest 200 more points for Chicago. Let's just flip the score and see if B-side can catch up.
And we could have a final jam that's kind of similar to the final jam we had last night, where 76 points at least were scored.
76 points in the final jam. Wasn't that cool?
And we're not being serious, just in case you're like,
yeah,
what?
Hang on. No, that didn't really happen.
Well, I mean,
yeah, it really
because
did happen, but
the entire team was out on the
No.
track. So,
Yes.
I mean, how many points could that be, though? 20?
It was 76.
It was exactly 76.
It ended
yeah.
in a tie. We had an overtime jam and that ended in a tie. So we
Yeah.
just had a second line and had a great time.
Don't overthink it, right?
Absolutely. I got to be the Grand Marshal last night at the second line. That was the funnest thing I've ever done in a long, long time.
Yeah, that was super cool here in the venue last night. And tonight's after party right here in the venue as well. Johnny Pepper's going to stick around for it.
Both jammers are starting at turns 2.5.
Fillmore Payne with the star for Chicago. Misty Maven for B-side.
That was a lot of momentum, and that is exactly what Fillmore.
Fillmore was just almost out of the pack, acquired lead jammer status, but took a knock to the outside line, had to recycle back behind the jammer start line.
Fillmore Payne is the lead jammer, but just not the jammer in the lead.
Right.
As Misty Maven does get clear on the initial and looking to score some points. Fillmore Payne's just going to have to go ahead and call it off. It's a 0-0 jam, but it wasn't pointless.
Exactly. Nice way to put it, Johnny.
I love it. I get it right every once in a while.
You really do.
I'm trying.
You got it right with your outfit today. In fact, did we have a costume change? We did, right?
We
'Cause
did have a
you were-
costume change. I started as pirate because my home league, Conroe Roller Derby, they are the Scallywags, and it's pirate theme. And I told the juniors that, I would wear pirate for their game today. So I did have a costume change today. Now we're in Championship Sunday gear, and Ragnar Rocker takes lead for Chicago.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum here for Chicago. 2 in a row on lead jammer calls and a star pass for B-side. That's the pivot Monster Jam. No, the original.
Monster Jam's going to take a break from that defense and do a little jamming stuff.
Yeah.
But it's going to get called. Chicago's going to pick up 2 points in that pass.
Yeah, they might have had time for a little bit more, but decided to call that thing off. 31 points now for Chicago. B-side 2-11. Working on their third bucket, right?
Yeah, exactly. Once you get 2 buckets, you want another bucket.
Wow, so B-side has been held scoreless for 5 jams. Doesn't look like it on the scoreboard, but Chicago definitely on a swing here.
Whoever's manifesting out there for Chicago, keep doing what you're doing. At least for the next 8 minutes and 25 seconds.
Blink Skate 182 could use your help with
Blink 182. That is the coolest derby name almost ever.
not the easiest to get out, but
I love Blink 182.
working at that tough tripod at the back of the pack from B-side defense. Sparky's up at the front. Now we have 30 seconds into this jam, no lead jammer established.
That is a credit to both defenses. They are locked down tight for sure.
Pack is really spread out here. Lead jammer status awarded to the B-side jammer, but getting a long recycle all the way to the back of the pack.
That's Coach Tiny on your screen right there, the birthday girl.
Jammer's looking a little tired out there. You can just tell the defense is hitting so hard and holding them so tight. It's really a difficult push.
That's Monster Jam on the other side of the screen, who's not having a birthday today.
All right, so I think that's another scoreless jam. The defense winning jam after jam in this game.
7:16 left to go in this contest. Shout out to all my friends in 716, the local of the IBEW back home in Houston, Texas. I was an electrician there for 30 years before I retired, so that's numerology. Local 716, thanks.
Union strong, right, JP?
Absolutely.
Out to jam Brawla for B-side. Ice Hurt for Chicago. Brawla picks up lead.
Meanwhile, Ice Hurt working on that wall of black in the front of the pack, but taking a derby kiss to the outside from Monster Jam and forced to recycle all the way to turn 1.5.
Scoring pass complete by Brawla. That's 4 points for B-side.
I got to stop picking up this microphone.
What are you doing over there, Johnny?
I'm picking up the microphone and it folds because I can't see over the TV when they get on the back straightaway. I wanted to call the action on I wanted to do my job.
Brawla saw an opening in the pack, picked up another 4 points for B-side. Third scoring pass about to get underway.
Which I should have done this right there.
There you go.
I didn't think about that at the time. And now they're coming where I can see everything. And Brawla does take the inside, picking up 4 points.
So 12 points already on the jam for B-side. Bringing that scoreless run to a close. I think they were held scoreless for 6 jams total. Pretty impressive for Chicago's defense, but now Brawla picking up 12 points in this jam and now 16.
B-side had a tripoded defense in the front of the pack and Monster Jam back to break up everything.
And Nasty Al, number 1975, doesn't want to let the B-side defense recycle on Ice Hurt. Tough tripod at the back of the pack.
Very tough tripod at the back of the pack.
See Jackie Daniels in there, Doc Flatliner.
Absolutely.
Doc Flatliner headed to the penalty box, and a successful star pass for Chicago. That's Mark Amides with the star now.
Nasty Al taking a seat in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box as well. And it looks like we're going to get an official review.
Our official timeouts this year sponsored by 187 Killer Pads, the first company to make pads specifically for roller derby athletes. 187 Killer Pads.
Also want to talk about our good friends at RES Contractors. Also our good friends at Collectivum Sports, maker of M Sportswear. Sacred Roller Derby Skate Supply, Comprehensive Hearing Solutions, Crash Course, Gulf South, LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce, Roll One, Bruce Boutique, Crybaby Awareness and Body Breakdown by Blue, Strong Athletic, Snapdragon, Rocktopus Art and Jewelry, Cajun, Kid Burgers and Wings, Louisiana Fish Fry, Roller Derby Athletics, Roller Derby Coaching, Sidewalk Side Spirits, Tabasco, and Urban South Brewery. I like saying that I see Tabasco in the thing. I like to see mainstream sponsors. And Tabasco's a pretty big company. Thank you for sponsoring Roller Derby.
DeFlord has a comment in our chat, Johnny, from a while back. Says, pics or it didn't happen. I think that's about your pirate costume this morning.
Yes.
So you got a picture? I know you don't have an Instagram account.
I don't take pictures.
What?
So there are pictures of me out there. You're going to have to hope you catch one from somebody because I'm not taking pictures of myself and putting them out there.
You ever heard of a selfie, Johnny?
I'm just not into that. What's the dealio there, Trek?
So B-side is requesting a cut on the Chicago Jammer in the last jam. Officials getting together to huddle up and talk about it.
I bet you there's some pictures of me in my pirate costume somewhere around. Somebody will share them with you, I'm sure.
Oh, here's a question for you, Johnny, from Dragger666. What is a derby kiss? Can someone please tell me? I keep hearing it, but I'm confused. I thought it was a bruise.
A derby kiss is when somebody hits somebody either to the infield or the outfield. That's what I call.
It's
just a hit. It's a derby kiss.
It's Johnny Pepper terminology.
Yes,
is what it is.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like buckets of points.
Exactly.
Everybody else has century, but I know that a bucket will hold 100 points.
Right. B-side's already filled 2 buckets, working on their 3rd bucket in this championship game.
They got 33 left over and 2 buckets. Chicago almost with a half a bucket. Hopefully they get a half a bucket before this is over with. The clock is frozen at 4:46. This official review lasted 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
And the result of that official review is that the no call is going to stand. Going to be losing that official review for the rest of the period. And out to jam next, we've got Misty Maven with the star.
Ben Hurt wearing the star for Chicago.
And that's a back block to Misty Maven. Power jam now for Chicago. No lead has been established yet in this jam. So Ben Hurt's got a big opportunity here.
Ben Hurt's going to recycle all the way behind Linzo and Yeti. Yeti, the last line of defense. Ben Hurt spins around and gets lead jam, but's forced to recycle.
That has really been a trend in this game, right, Johnny?
A lot. That's what I'm saying. Ben Hurt's doing a lot of skating, but it's outside the track, back to the recycle point.
Yeah, making passes multiple times, which is an absolute killer on your strength and your energy.
It's a testament to the B-side defense, because when they knock somebody out, when they give them a derby kiss, they're fast to get back.
Misty Maven has come out of the box and completed the initial pass, so that is going to force the call off. Ben Hurt did get lead jammer status, but was never able to complete the initial pass, so 0-0 on the jam. 3.5 minutes in the period.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Red Stick Roller Derby Juniors for hosting such an awesome tournament. That is Y'all Stars. I can't say enough about those. They awesome.
Yeah, great job this weekend. We got a hot pepper in the chat and says Johnny Pepper. Hello from another pepper.
I love all the peppers out there.
Spicy.
We had a couple of peppers skating this weekend. Red Pepper was one.
Alex Storm up against Ragnar Rocker in our jam number 18 of period 2.
Alex Storm getting the lead jammer status right there at turn 1.5.
Oh, nice job getting the star out of the pack by Chicago. Ragnar Rocker clear and eligible to score. Now going to put the pressure on this jam.
Alex Storm goes through untouched on the inside, picking up 4 points and calling it.
Huge differential here opened up from B-side. And, of course, B-side came into this tournament seeded number 1. Chicago was seed number 2. And this is a rematch of last year's Y'all Stars, where B-side took the win, defending their title here in the championship game and doing a pretty great job.
Well, it's Coach Tiny's birthday.
Yeah, they had
so
to
you
win.
know B-side is going to play really super hard for their coach on the birthday.
Blink 182 has the star for Chicago up against Sparky for B-side in this jam.
Afro Jammerai. Trying to clear a hole for Sparky. Almost does. Sparky with one to beat. Grabs lead jammer status right there coming out of turn 2.
Chicago.
Meanwhile, Blink 1 Skatey 2 working hard against that tripod in the front.
A big hit. Skater.
Not having much success at it, though.
Yeah, Skater kind of recovering from a really big hit on the outside line as Sparky comes around for a scoring pass. And I see that Chicago skater leaving the track. Looks like a bloody nose. But the jam continues on. Sparky completes another scoring pass. 8 points on the jam already. And a star pass on the Chicago side to Markomedes. Whoa, big fall at the front of the pack, but doesn't make it out.
That is Rachel Rage. Speedy healing there, Rachel. As then that jam gets called. Under a minute left of gameplay in this game. Gameplay in this game.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh at you a little for that one. That's good. That's like when I say a penalty, sending someone to the penalty box.
Yes.
Like, what else is going to send him there? You know, talking's hard sometimes, especially on Sunday.
Especially on Championship Sunday. We got a 187 killer pad timeout.
And I think that's because there is some blood on the track from that bloody nose situation in the last jam. You know, blood on the track means that the hits are flying out there. And I don't know if you can tell from the stream as you watch, but the amount of impact that's going on in the pack, not just containment, but big impact hits on the track, sending people flying. It is a very intense game.
Tiny wants me to tell all of B-side to go out there, but I'm not on a mic that can tell them to do that. So
You're off
maybe
the hook.
PR will run down there and let them know.
No,
or...
PR's doing stats.
Okay. We just won't pay any attention to the birthday girl, Tony.
Thank you so much for
I
joining
was
us.
talking about 187 Killer Pads. No other brand comes close to the innovation, standards, and fit options. That is 187 Killer Pads. Thank you for sponsoring our time out here at Y'all Stars 24 in beautiful Thibodaux, Louisiana. Also want to thank all our volunteers. It takes an army of volunteers to put something like this together. And if you're a volunteer at Y'all Stars, thank you for what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got about 37 seconds left on the period clock during this official timeout, so enough time for at least one more jam.
I want to thank our medics. I want to thank our photographers. I want to thank our buddies at Hit Squad TV, the best videography in the whole wide world. That is Hit Squad TV.
Bev Crusher says, blood on the track, singular from the demo Bob Dylan tape. I like that. Anyone know who's playing next? Why, yes, we do. It's
Do you know who's playing next?
It's going to be the third place game for the women's division, and that is Team Mass versus Fuego Latino. Stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a great matchup. And then for our championship game this afternoon, 6 p.m. or probably more like 6:30 p.m. Central Time, it's going to be Michigan versus Black Diaspora.
Correct.
Sorry, it took me a second.
And that's a rematch of last year's championship game. And I cannot wait. I don't have to work it, so I'm going to go do another costume change and put on some regular clothes and just fanboy
Just
out
be
there.
a fan. That sounds great.
Absolutely. Thank you, VR, for the last game off. I also want to thank PR Mageddon, our THA, and all my fellow announcers. I've had such a great time working with all y'all weekend, especially you, Trek.
Thanks, Johnny.
Absolutely.
Love taking the mic with you.
Anytime.
And THAing is a lot of extra work. We appreciate PR
It really
Mageddon.
is. I've done it before, and it's a thankless. Well, it is a thankful job because everybody tells you what a great job you're doing.
But the extra work kind of goes unseen.
There
I
is a
think.
lot of extra work goes into being a THA. I can assure you. I've already put in about 100 hours for Clover Cup next year, and
Next year. When
the
is
one
it?
coming up.
When is it? Is
the
it,
one coming
It's
up.
like in a few weeks or a month?
Yes,
Okay.
it's 4 weeks away.
It's like a year. I mean, basically.
Yeah, this year's Clover Cup is what I meant to say.
I'm just teasing you.
Sometimes my words don't come out as eloquently as I think they should.
A month can feel like a year. That's true. Especially when you're working your butt off to get everything ready.
Kaywood and Randoza's Bakery. Thank you so much for all the king cakes that you gave us. They're a captain sponsor.
So you probably see it on your stream right now. It wasn't just one spot of blood on the track. It was a trail of blood leading back to the bench from that bloody nose. And so that's still getting cleaned up here. I know it's been about 4 minutes in this official timeout for our last jam. I think we're just about to get back into the game.
One of our referees fighting girlfriends putting on the crawfish crustacean claws. I'm in favor of that. Fighting Girlfriend did win the costume contest last night, and also Braid Runner won the kid costume contest. And I hope Anus is okay. I saw Anus in the stands earlier. I hope that bone heals really, really fast. One of our skaters, Anus, was also a referee, broke their wrist in a game yesterday. Speedy healing, Godspeed. Love you. Hope you get better real, real soon. And back to the action on the track. What's going on there, Track?
Doc Flatliner has the star for B-side up against Akira for Chicago. Lead jammer assigned to Akira, but it's the story of this game. The lead jammer status is awarded, but Chicago jammer sucked back into the pack to restart that pass.
I love that no pack call from Fighting Girlfriend with those claws on.
So
That just makes so much sense.
A star pass for B-side. Monster Jam out of the pack and coming around to put some pressure on. Now, Akira does have lead status, but probably doesn't want to call it because this is the final jam of the game.
Yeah, Akira with lead jammer status, and it's going to go as long as Akira says.
So 4 points by Beast side as Akira is working on a scoring pass. Takes a knock to the outside in corner 3.
Oh, my. That jam's going to be called. Unofficial score, 249-235. We'll wait for that one rolling whistle before we close out this broadcast. I am Johnny Pepper.
And I'm Scar Trek. Big congratulations to Beast side for taking the championship once again at Y'all Stars 2024, defending their title ably.
Their title. Back to back.
And at about 4:30, in just about 15 minutes, we hope to be back with you for the final, actually it's the third place game in the women's division. Again, that's Fuego Latino versus
There's that
Team
one
Mass.
rolling whistle making it official. 250-35. Beast side is your champions of the open division once again here at Y'all Stars 24.
Great game, very physical, fast packs, just a clinic in pack definition and offensive strategy and all kinds of things.
It was very, very cool. So from Thibodaux, Louisiana in the Y'all Stars tournament, we'll see you real soon. Peace, love, and roller derby.